pour me a cup of that Joe. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge, baby. Let's start the show.
Well, it says we're recording. So we're recording right now.
Okay, so it says we're recording. Let's just do some levels and we'll cut them out later.
Okay.
Levels and we'll cut them out later.
1, 2, levels.
1, 2, buckle my shoe.
1, 2.
1, 2. 2 tutus. The ballerina was wearing 2 tutus.
3 to the 4 to the get on the floor.
The ballerina was wearing my tutus, and I was wearing her top.
I busted in to the ballerina's house to steal back my 2 tutus, and she was armed.
The armed ballerina shot me.
She was mad because I had stretched her tops out.
This is a true story. All right, I think
the levels are good.
Okay, levels are
Wow.
good.
Are the peas popping?
Yeah.
Are the plosive peas popping?
I think so. Wow, what? What? Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay.
I can't believe we're alive.
We're alive. We're back in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Teacher's Lounge, the first, best, and only podcast about all the issues concerning the greater Hamilton High School community. We're back at Hamilton, baby.
You heard it right there. That was it. That's what you've been waiting on.
Oh, yeah.
Where were they?
Where were they?
Where'd they end up?
Well, we'll tell you all about it, but let's do some intros in case you're coming in on season 4, first season. I'm shock jock and theater teacher Todd Padre coming at you.
You're dressed crazy right now, Todd. You've really taken on sort of a new persona.
Absolutely.
Like,
You've got a bleached goatee.
Well, yeah, you have a bleach goatee, but it's feeling very late '90s Howard Stern. What you're doing right now?
You're talking about the big hair,
Yeah.
bleach goatee, skeleton body.
Yeah.
And are those glasses prescription or are those just
No, subscriptions.
subscription?
So that means you get a new pair monthly?
I get a new pair every month.
How much do you pay?
It's normally $25 a month, but I did a yearly thing for $700.
All right.
You did not get a deal. I don't know if you
get
were
it.
looking for a deal there, but that was
I just
way
didn't
more.
want to set up recurring payments.
Hey, can you
and
send me
stay
your
open.
guy? Send me your guy. That sounds like a
My
pretty good deal.
subscription guy?
Yeah.
I'll send him over to your place.
I need a new
Ben's
subscription
Crafter.
guy. Ben's Crafter.
Yeah.
Good. Feels good to be back in the halls.
It really does. Hi.
God.
Bill Cravey again. Not still Cravey. That is over.
You're out of witness protection.
Yeah. I'm back here at Hamilton High School. With our history here, they would not allow me to be the head of the athletic department anymore, but I snuck in the home ec department. They had a cancellation. Mm-hmm. Which I didn't think was a real teacher thing, like a cancellation for the year. It seems like the home
it's home ec, which is it's more restaurant and foodie, so people can cancel their teaching reservations.
Yeah, somebody had a reservation party of one to teach home ec here at Hamilton
for the semester.
Yeah, they just didn't show. And I was there on the wait list. I was at the bar. I was sitting at the bar waiting.
This is the bar. I have a cocktail.
The new school bar. I've got to say, since we've been gone, they made some improvements. I love the new bar.
Yeah, they got a liquor license here.
It's wonderful.
I didn't think they were going to have that, but they have a fully functioning liquor license for the games and for the events. But, it's open during the day, too.
Yeah, come by and get a drink if you're a deadbeat dad or whatever.
Or deadbeat mom, whatever you want to be.
Yeah, you could be a deadbeat. Women can be deadbeats and often are.
There's our Todd. That's our Todd we know and
Todd's
love.
back, baby.
Are you shocked?
And, of course, I'm always with them here, your humble servant, Sam Weatherman. I feel sometimes when you go through a big event, you come out on the other side changed, and I feel saner than ever.
Oh, yeah.
I feel so centered.
I was going to say you look good.
Thank you.
But you don't.
Well, I appreciate the try. And the try is so much of the do.
Like, you're speaking as if you're a renewed man, but you look And I mean this as nice as I can, worse than ever.
Really?
Yeah?
Yeah, you look like Nicolas Cage at the end of a 4-day bender in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on because I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
what's
feel
important.
so
That's
good.
all that matters.
You know what it is?
You're-
I don't feel so much responsibility. They let me back into the school, but
Yeah.
they've downgraded my position. I am now the administrative assistant, the school secretary. I am the first face you see when you walk through those office doors.
First and the worst, I would say.
Well, that's been going around, yeah. But I feel great.
Well, that's
I'm just
good.
waiting for my body to catch up to my inner feeling.
Uh-huh.
I feel really good. And like you said, I have been living a more whole life. I've been eating my crystals.
Oh, I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do with those. I think you're supposed to hold them, and they provide an energy, but I don't know if you eat them.
No, they have many different kinds of crystals. They have some that you're supposed to set up on your dresser, which of course works.
Are you talking about?
You put stones and crystals on your dresser, and then
Right,
it changes
yes.
the entire energy of your home.
Yes. Yeah. No, we all have those,
We
and we
all
all
have
trust
those.
it.
That makes sense, and it works.
Of course.
We got a new host in the studio, a new co-host.
A new co-host. We're very excited.
Very excited to have him on the radio.
That shot jock character.
This one's gonna stick. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Hey guys, it's me, the band director here at Hamilton, Stu Taylor. I'm so excited to be on this podcast now, you
Now,
guys.
Stu.
Yeah.
You're a good friend.
Yeah,
you're
man,
a good friend
it's
of the
so
podcast.
good to have you guys back on campus. I mean, for the past couple months, I've been putting out feelers with everybody here. I've been like, can we get the boys back?
Well, yeah, I guess
Can we
we-
please get the boys back? I miss them at lunch.
Thank you, Stu.
I miss them after school.
Thank you,
I miss
Stu.
them on teacher work days when we used to go up on the roof and have a brew. I mean, man.
We used to drink at school together.
Yeah. I mean, man, I'd
And
miss you
anyone
guys.
out there that's like, oh, for this guy who's this close of a friend, we've been listening to, we're on season 4. This is about
never heard of him.
20 hours of the podcast, and he hasn't come up yet.
I get it. It wasn't about me.
It wasn't about
No.
you know. You there was nothing to talk about with you because everything was good.
Yeah, and I also would like to think that, had you guys had a fifth seat in the room at the time, I think you guys would have probably invited me in here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, we know Howard. Rest in pasta, Howard. I mean, he's still, he's still dead.
Yeah, and
obviously.
hey, I loved the guy just like everybody else did, but let's be honest. The school is going to be way more exciting and way more fun without that
Well,
guy.
yeah, we wanted to have you in on the first season when we started this, but
man.
Howard was the only one who had access to the equipment.
I mean, he built the room. Like
Obviously.
you can't tell the guy, hey, you built the room, but you can't sit in there.
We
So I
needed
get
the
it.
Levis name, but now that we've got up and running and
Yeah.
we're all stars in our own right.
Now-
You could say we're standing on the backs of that dead man's work
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Well,
And-
we literally were at times.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, well, as people might know, our ex-co-host Howard Levis had a heart attack as a virgin when he was about to have sex with a woman for the first time.
What a shock,
We
right?
turned his body into a barbecue, had a blast. We didn't eat all of it. We stood on his back, turned it into kind of a skimboard. We went skimboarding on his
I really
back.
appreciate the takeout plate you guys brought me, by the way.
Of course.
Did you like
I
that?
really
that
liked
was one of the best cuts of Howard we saved for
Honestly,
you.
it was
That's
good.
it.
And I
That was
honestly,
prime.
I mean, it's, a lot of people say, it's crazy to say you enjoy eating human meat. But honestly,
What?
until you've tried it, it's not that bad.
A lot of people think like, oh, I wonder if human meat tastes good. I'm wondering if it's like very, very good. And I'll say right now, it is not.
No.
It is bad meat.
It tastes
bad
like
meat.
flesh, not
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah.
If that
Now,
makes any sense.
There's
It
no
tastes
mu-
like
it's not-
skin.
yeah, you're eating mostly skin. It feels like sloppy pork rinds.
Now, Stu,
Sloppy pork.
the listeners. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people are very confused right now. It's like, how did you guys end up back at the school? That
I'll be
you-
honest.
How are you guys not in prison?
When you
Yeah.
guys showed up at the front door of the school, and
Well, I want to know what you heard from your side of the story. We obviously know our side. We escaped from Swine High School when we were surrounded by the mafia on one side and the goths on one side. I mean, did
Police.
you?
there was a lot of rumors going around,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people. I mean, of course, there were some people who said
Tell us a little about the rumors.
There's a lot of people who, of course, sort of bought into the sort of bullshit of the world. They said people were saying, "Oh, those 4 guys don't have any idea how to run a school. They're dangerous. They're
Laughable.
scary. They've probably caused irreparable damage to kids' lives." And I said to those people, "You know what? I'm going to quote my best friend Todd Padre, and I'm going to say, "Fuck off."
Right.
All right. I showed him
Nice.
the
guy's
phrase a day
fitting in.
calendar, and I said, "Fuck off." Those guys are, I would say, the 4 best men on the planet Earth. All right. If anybody is capable of shaping the lives of children in a positive way, it's those 4 guys. Because maybe they're unorthodox, but they're putting those kids through the ringer, man.
Oh, and by the way, I'm Orthodox, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, yeah. Remember when you tried to be unorthodox?
Yes.
And you ran away from your truth?
Yes. I tried to be unorthodox. That's correct.
You cut off your hair.
I cut off my hair. I straightened it all first, and then I cut it off.
You straightened the hair
I wore all
on
white.
your temples.
I wore all white.
Tiny shorts,
and,
tank
tiny
top.
shorts, and an inverted hat.
Yeah.
And I was very polite to people on planes.
That is unorthodox.
Yeah. Wow.
And it didn't work for me. And I went back to my
What was the
Orthodox
hardest
heritage.
part about being unorthodox? Opposed to your orthodox.
Good question. The hardest part about being unorthodox was probably all the lobster I ate.
Yeah, yeah.
Lobster,
make you puffy.
pork,
Now, before we
cheeseburgers.
get too carried away on this opposite wordplay we're doing, but that's true, obviously. I bet the listeners are like, how on earth
I'll be honest.
did they do all this damage and come back and get,
I
as
was
Todd is calling
utterly
it,
shocked.
back to basics?
Back to the basics, baby.
Hamilton High, back to basics.
It feels renewed in the air.
And we'll tell you exactly what happened. You might have read about it in the papers, but of course, the end of last season, we ended up in a helicopter with Phil Donahue, O.J. Simpson, Joey Buttafuoco, the Olsen twins, and we were taken off along with a fellow nurse from Swine High,
Yes.
who went by the name of Daryl.
Daryl Kirkman.
Daryl Kirkman.
Yeah, he was all over the news.
Well,
Yeah.
Daryl Kirkman ended up getting killed by us.
Pushed
and
out of the helicopter. It was
Pushed out-
shocking television.
He landed right on Howard's grave.
But it's not like it was our fault. That's just what ended up happening.
Well, but what happened was when they searched Daryl's house afterwards, went to notify his family, they found several human bodies in his freezer.
Yes. Yeah.
Turned out he was a massive serial killer.
Yes.
The hillside humper. It was honestly.
He was the hillside humper.
You guys
He would go
remember this?
hump the grass on the hill and then kill a body after.
Right.
Yeah.
When we had all been terrified of him. And his thing was he was killing. He was like the opposite of Dexter. Dexter
Yeah.
would find bad people to kill. He was killing very good people.
Yeah, he would look for acts of kindness and seek out these people. But most importantly, he would hump a piece of ground.
It's
Well, that's one of the big
That's
things.
what stuck.
Is him humping the ground.
They didn't base it on they didn't call him like the philanthropy murderer. It was the hillside humper. It was based on this.
I don't think philanthropy murderer
Well,
really
that's
has
what
the
I
ring.
was trying to get going. He's the philanthropy murderer.
And the
You want to put a positive light on it.
Yeah,
He was doing
yeah,
some
yeah.
good.
the oddest thing about it was he wouldn't hump to his own completion. He was doing it for the pleasure of the hill.
Yeah.
So he'd be
And-
up there for a while.
And he was cucking another hill. Is that correct?
In his own mind. That was the narrative that was sort of passed around on social media recently and in the news coverage. Honestly, the news coverage was shockingly different than the account that you guys are presenting. The news coverage,
Fake news.
hopefully not
news.
Hopefully not fake,
French faux news.
because they were painting you guys as heroes.
And we were.
And it's true news.
It turned out that the cops that had surrounded us at the end of last season, we thought they were there for us. They were there for the hillside humper.
They thought
AKA
they were
the
saying that you guys were
philanthropist
getting
murderer.
kidnapped by the hillside humper. You were getting forced onto a helicopter, part of some crazy plan to murder all 3 of you and all of these 90s stars. They were really like shaping this narrative in a different way.
We have been getting so lucky. Every time we do the worst thing imaginable, we're with someone who's worse than us. So we're always fine.
We're always
literally
fine.
a week later.
Yeah. I will say, accidental hero once, maybe not a hero, accidental hero 2 times.
Lightning doesn't strike twice.
That's
fellas.
right.
You guys,
we put El Chapo in the can. We killed the Hillside Humper.
Yeah.
I mean, either we're just associating with the worst people on earth because no one else can stand us, and we keep meeting these awful people,
That's
Can't be
not
it.
true.
or we're heroes.
I think
You're
we're
heroes in my
heroes.
book.
We were given some medals.
Yeah.
We were given some medals.
We're given some very precious medals.
Yeah, I heard you got 33 pounds of silver, Todd.
That's right. I requested as much silver as they could get, and so they melted down 33 pounds worth for me. And you can come by and see that on my lawn right now.
Yeah.
I got 200 pounds of fool's gold, which
Wow.
looks just like the real stuff. Honestly,
and that's
it's
worth
shinier.
literally nothing.
Exactly, but it's shinier than the real stuff. See, the
Right.
problem is you don't want to have nice things because then people can come in and take them, and
Yeah.
then you feel bad. You want to have fake nice things.
Yeah. So people steal something, think they got something, but really they ain't got.
Yes, I was awarded multiple cinder blocks covered in titanium, which I really, really like.
You do. And what have you been using these for?
Oh, those
Holding down tarps.
Yes,
Mostly, right?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. I'm replanting some sod in my front yard,
And you want to put the tarp down and then the sod on top.
yeah, and then
of it.
you want to kind of like bake the sod into the yard. But we're very excited to be back
Yeah.
at Hamilton. We
They-
were welcomed
Yeah,
here.
and they welcomed us, and they said, "Here's what they said: Fine, we'll let you have the podcast. We'll let you teach here. We'll let you work here. But for the love of God, keep it normal."
Yeah.
And we said, "Hey, that's our new middle name, baby. We're not looking for trouble anymore."
That's what this year is about. It's being as normal as possible.
gonna be
We're
so normal
so
this year.
done. It's like we went to rehab and we came back with sort of like a new lease on life, except we are exactly the same.
Because
And we
what
didn't go to rehab.
what the thing
but we
is-
just promised we're normal.
We're like those people that went to rehab that didn't even need it. There wasn't even a problem there in the first
yes,
place.
which I
so
think
you
is everyone.
go and
We're like-
exactly. It's just a relaxation so you can get back to yourself.
Consider this going from season 7 of Entourage to season 8. Let's forget the cocaine that Vincent Chase was addicted to, explain it away, and move on to something more interesting.
Exactly.
That's right.
And I'll say this though, I think you guys are painting yourselves as not having been normal before.
We keep
I think you
painting
guys-
ourselves. We're painted as heroes. We painted what so, sorry.
I was just saying. I think you know. There's two sides to every story, and the outside world looks at you guys and thinks, "Well, those guys are kind of nuts." I look at you guys, and I think you guys are shining examples of what's positive in this world. People who pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Work
It's the only
hard.
way I can wake up in the morning.
You're very
you sleep in
sensitive.
boots.
I sleep in boots. I got this old body. I've got no core strength, so I've got to lift myself up from my bootstraps.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. Your shoulders are very strong, your legs are very strong, but in the center, you almost look as if like you've been in a corset for 10 years, and then you're just like they let it loose, and you're like, ah.
That's exactly what happened. Is I went through a busty phase.
Oh,
phase.
Yeah.
Well, you were a pinup girl in the 50s.
That's right. Yes, a lot of people in the Korean War would pin me up. I did a lot of.
And by pinup, yeah, this isn't a sort of standard made-up centerfold kind of situation.
No.
What's that?
This isn't like a standard centerfold situation where you would wear like just a beautiful
Yes, it's a
gown.
Well, he
derogatory
would
term.
fold in the center.
Yeah,
would literally
that's
fold
true.
over.
That's
Right.
true.
Well, what would
You wear
happen is
centerfold.
they wouldn't be able to fit me into the centerfold of the magazine. I was too long, so I would fold myself in half. And so then
there wasn't a
You
fold
could
out.
print my sexy nude body on one page because I'm folded right in half.
So you saved the dying magazine industry.
I mean, TV was brand new, moving pictures.
Yeah.
So nobody was reading magazines anymore. They were too bulky. And I said, well, instead of printing 25 people on your pages, print me on 50 pages folded in different positions.
And
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
For
It was
7
gorgeous.
years, Richard Nixon used me as a trifold wallet.
You were holding Tricky Dick's money and license.
That's right. Yeah,
Wow.
money, license.
Front pocket or back?
Hold on, were you there when he said I'm not a crook? Were you in his back pocket?
Can you prove is that true?
Was he a crook?
I'll say two things.
Okay.
The first thing is, I was absolutely there. I was there when
You were in his
Cookie
back
Dick said,
pocket.
"I am not a crack." Yes.
I love
If you
those
go
big
back
hands.
and look at that video,
If you look at the
he
tape.
is angled as
Yeah.
if there's a man folded in three in his
Yeah.
back pocket.
Right.
His pants look huge.
Right.
It's a huge.
Right. We've all seen the videos.
Yeah.
He's wearing one of those chunky cut Levi's. I listened, guys.
yes,
I know
yes.
about
Right.
those.
I
Right.
heard when I saw the video of I'm Not a Crook, I heard a rumor that there is a second wallet on the grassy knoll.
Okay, now this
I
is
heard there's a second wallet on the grassy knoll.
this is a big rumor, and I'd like to dispel it right now.
Okay.
There is a second wallet, so I guess that's not
knew it.
dispelled.
I'm glad you didn't
confirmed. You
dispel
like to
it.
confirm this
There's
rumor.
a second wallet in the depository.
Do you mean suppository?
That's right. What's the thing that you stick up your anus?
The school book
Suppository.
suppository.
So,
We all gotten those when we got sick at
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
The school book suppository.
so to be clear, I'm folded in three in Richard Nixon's back pocket. He's also got a school book in his anus with another wallet in it. That's the second wallet everybody's talking about.
Man,
So
a
that's
lot going on behind the back of
him doing those
Well, you
double
wonder
peace
why
sign
he's-
is just him trying to straighten out his spine.
Yeah. You wonder why he's such a bad president. He's got a lot of other shit going on.
Yeah. a
Of
lot
course
going
he's
on.
lying to the American public.
That's right. That's
Try to
right.
keep that
you tell
alive.
one truth. If you tell one truth, you got to tell them all. It's like a floodgate.
Now,
So
Todd, when is your autobiography going to come out? Because you have lived a life.
Well, I'm in a little bit of a legal battle with Penguin Publishing right now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The main issue is they will not allow me to write the autobiography.
So
They
someone
want it
is
ghostwritten.
They
someone
want
is
it
preventing
ghostwritten.
you.
Or
So I
completely
said,
written.
fine, get me the ghostwriter that did my buddy OJ's book. Let's do an If I Did It situation where I describe all the terrible things I did as if
If
they
I
really
was
happened.
Richard Nixon's trifold wallet, this is how I would have been it.
Yes, exactly.
Long title.
It's a long title. Another thing, if you read the legal battle, there's a lot of complaints they have against me that I'm suing them for. One of them is the long title. The other is the cover of the book they're not too happy with.
And you're also being sued by the Brown family for copying the book that they now own. Isn't that correct?
The Brown family, Nicole Brown Simpson's
Yes,
family.
they now own that book. And since
Right, Nicole
you're-
Brown Simpson and the Goldmans own that book, and they are also suing me for all I'm worth.
And OJ's offered to help you get out of this, right?
Well, yeah, he helped me set up a home in Florida, so that it's a nice little tax shelter there. Here's the thing: is you don't have to do shit if you move to Florida. You can treat victims like crap, and the government's got nothing on you.
Florida's pretty much international waters.
Yeah, it's a
Florida,
Mad Max
Vegas.
situation down there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But hopefully the autobiography's coming out soon. I just got to figure out the difference between periods and semicolons.
You've had a lot of long run-on sentences in that book. that
Apparently.
need
Yeah,
to
I
be
didn't know.
Oh, man.
But
Wow.
we got a lot going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, we should talk about our goals for this new year.
Yes.
Because we're excited to be back and be normal as ever.
I can't
Yeah.
God,
wait.
we're normal.
I'm in such a new physical and mental headspace
Yes.
where I am just calm all morning. You guys remember me? I was a little irritable, sometimes edgy, sometimes I would scream and everybody would turn around.
Yeah.
I haven't screamed in a while.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
But we were humbled in that helicopter ride.
I was so humble.
I feel like there's nothing more humbling than seeing your friend die and eating him, and then seeing another man die a week later, and just really having to look at your life and say, can I be surrounded like death for this long? And you especially took it hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, would you say that doing opium has helped calm you down?
Both physically and mentally, yes, absolutely. It has been the best decision I've ever made in my life. My
Yeah.
skin is taking it hard, but my heart is doing very well emotionally. Physically, it's also doing pretty badly. But opium is so relaxing. I don't
Yeah.
know if anyone has told you about this, but it's
Yeah, it has
almost like
similar
it's
properties
a
as
drug or
heroin. Yeah.
something.
It's almost like it is.
Almost, but it's opium. It's nice. It's a class. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And you smoke it out of a really long pipe.
That's right.
You're swinging out that long pipe. You're kind of wearing a lot of flowy clothes now.
I've been listening to a lot of the Beach Boys, but only their bad tracks, the ones that never made it onto albums.
Oh,
I've
I
been
see.
listening to bad
Round,
Beach
round, get around,
Boys.
I get around?
Too good.
Too good.
Too good. Yeah, I've been listening to the Beatles unreleased tracks,
Now,
ones where they're just
You
blubbering.
listen to like the Beach Boys, Nevada Girls, right? That's one of your favorite songs with them.
That's
they never
right.
Oh,
released.
yeah. A lot of people don't know, but they did 49 other songs before they landed on California Girl.
That's right. They were really traveling the country before they landed in California
Yeah.
and found their whole vibe. They started out as West Virginia coal miners. That
Yeah.
wasn't working. They were doing
West
soft-
Virginia coal miners are my favorite. Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
weird.
They were doing soft shoe for a while, and that wasn't working. So that's what I'm listening to. I'm listening to mostly those songs and smoking
Remember-
opium till my hair falls out.
I really.
I'm feeling good. I get a little stressed out when I go to work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I have multiple phone lines ringing.
Which is your job.
Which is
That's
my job.
answering the phone,
Yeah.
greeting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you a little stressed out this morning as I was coming in. It seemed like you were fielding one incoming call and you were freaked out.
Well, I was trying to. It was ringing, and I saw the handle, and my hand was on the handle, but for some reason, I don't know if it was the opium or what, but I just couldn't pick it up. I couldn't. I was looking
These
at
office
it.
phones are confusing too.
They're very
They've got a lot of
confusing.
extra buttons. A lot of
They're
them aren't
very
labeled.
Yeah,
confusing.
they're
You're like, what
one
the hell
through
is
9
this?
and a 0.
I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. But I let it go. It stopped ringing, and then I said, "Wow, I'm at peace again."
Wow. Okay.
Do you feel like
so?
But it was normal.
Yeah.
Nobody looked.
Do you
No
some-
scene caused.
You didn't
No
cause a
fires. I'm feeling really good.
You're
you
still
feel-
doing your job poorly, but you're reacting a little more in a way that does not
Yeah.
ruin everyone else's day.
Exactly.
And you brought in all your crystals to work. They're all there in the office. It's crowded. It looks like kind of like a geode gift shop.
And,
in
and,
there.
That's
It's
right.
just-
and also, I walked by this morning when you were screaming at Timothy Simpson about, he said, nice paperweights. And you said, these aren't, you screamed at him, these aren't paperweights, son.
Yes. Yeah. I said, these are not paperweights. These are my soul, my spirit, and my life. And then I ate a crystal in front of him, and he ran out.
I want
also
to
people are taking-
apologize. I was in a rush getting to the refrigerator today, and I ate your bacon, egg, and crystal bagel.
It's okay.
You can have my bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I just saw BEC, and I picked it up and ate it.
Yeah, I'm actually off dairy right now, but thank you very much. I really do appreciate
well,
that.
I'll bring you. I'll pay you back or anything like that.
You know what?
'cause-
It's fine.
All right.
I'm feeling good. I'm high as hell right now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Do you feel like the only reason you're able to keep your anger down is because you're always on a lot of opium?
I think it's related, but I think it's a positive thing.
Yeah.
I think, yes, it is that the cause and effect is directly that opium is the reason I'm calm.
Yeah.
But is that bad?
I don't know. I mean, the
I'm
school's
not
obviously
sure.
getting a lot of accolades for hiring all of us heroes. And people are coming in, taking photos with you because we've obviously killed the hillside humper.
I mean, it's 2017. Everybody self-medicates.
Yes.
All right. Even years ago, my mom self-medicated, but she did it with alcohol, which made her distant and mean to me.
Yes.
I think if you're going to self-medicate with something that makes you nice and calm, go for it.
I'm
Yes.
pleasant around everyone I'm around.
Yes.
I just haven't completed a task in 3 weeks.
No. And I'm.
What's the big deal? What's the big deal?
Get
I'm
up, you're
likable.
back.
I'm likable.
You're very
and that's all that
likable.
matters to
And
me.
you got this new, yeah, I mean, you keep calling them fam, but these people you met at that gathering of the Juggalos you went to.
That's right. This is my family, and they're in the parking lot in the Taurus. There's right
Yeah,
now,
they sit in a Taurus all day while you're at school. Like, I think they're doing ecstasy. They're like,
Right
they
now-
all
Ring
got
pops.
lollipops.
Well,
Yeah.
they're rolling, which is a term for having a nice time with your family. They're rolling in the parking lot in their Taurus. There's 13 juggalos, juggalettes. You may have seen them around campus.
Juggalinos, too. There's little babies in there.
There is some
Juggalinos.
juggalinos. They're in the trunk, yes. And it's a great setup. And every time I need to...
Woof woof juggalos. There's little dog juggalos.
There's Woof Woof out there.
Really uncreative name for dog juggalos,
That's
honestly.
right. That's
We're
right.
just woof woof juggalo. The
Yeah, it
sound
could've
an
been-
animal makes plus juggalo.
Everybody shut the fuck up. That's my family.
Okay. All right.
Everybody
Now,
shut
a lot
the
of
fuck
people
up.
in
That's
the
my family.
media have been saying the Juggalos are a gang that we should be scared of. Do you feel that way?
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah. A gang's just another word for family.
Yeah.
right.
That's so true.
What is a family unit anyway?
A bunch of
A daddy
angry,
and a mommy and a kitty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yuck. Not
You've
my
had
family.
bad experience with kitties, specifically sons.
Absolutely.
And I think this is a better way to find family is random strangers on drugs.
You know, that's what it is. It's not that I've cut everything out of my life that scares me. It's that I am at peace. Do you know what I mean? It's not that I have zero connection to anybody and I refuse to look anyone in the eye or talk to anybody on the phone. So I have nothing to deal with and no problems. It's that I am at peace.
Yeah.
I eat crystals.
Attention Hamilton students. The bathrooms are no longer first come, first serve. To use the restroom, you must make a reservation 24 hours in advance. Now, Bill, tell us a little bit about this. I mean, you're a sportsman. You come from the world of competition. There's not much that's competitive about home ec. How are you transitioning into that world?
Well, you know, it is tough. I love to compete. I love the camaraderie of sports, but a lot of home ec has that stuff in it too, you know. When you're making some curtains, for example, you're having some students make some curtains, learn how to put lace on the bottom of fabric, and bunch it together and give little ring holes for it at the top. You can add in stuff like, hey, whoever does this first is the best. And I've been doing that.
That's a huge motivator.
Yeah, I've been doing that. And it turns out sometimes if you make curtains fast, they aren't the best curtains. You do need to slow down. So I've been learning that
In
it's
track
not
and field, fastest is best.
Yeah, fastest is best.
Isn't that what we find, that the kids teach us as much as we teach them?
That's really, and they have been teaching me, Mr. Cravey, no, that's not how you run a sewing machine. You don't put a jersey on it, slap it on its ass, and push it out into the hallway. Into the hallway.
And that's a good lesson.
And say, get out there. I've been having a little trouble coming in and screaming at the class, saying, well, that was a shit half. Because there was no half before it. There was no half
You're
before
not doing
it.
any sort of halftime motivation.
Yeah, and I think you're also sort of, I mean, not to like sort of call into question your methods, but I think that like maybe just try not putting your class on two teams. You know what I mean? Like you separate your class onto two rosters, and like maybe you could sort of push them all in together like that. I think that might be a way to sort of try to lose that competitive thing and just kind of slow down and be like, hey, you know what? Let's all do this together.
Yeah,
right. Because
I
we're
think
all
you're
trying
right.
to learn. We're trying to learn from each other. We're trying to grow. Right.
I mean, I took a 2-hour bus trip to a nearby school to compete at making chicken casserole the other day. And apparently there had been no chicken casserole off scheduled at St. Mathis.
How on earth did you get that confused? Did you just hope there would be one when you got there? Did you look it up? Did you hear something?
It was based on nothing. It was based on absolutely nothing.
Wow, that seems like a symptom of a man who is fully lost.
Yeah.
You know, this sounds very tough for you, Bill, because you're so used to one thing and you're somewhere that has nothing involved with it now.
Well, it's tough. I'm dealing with my diagnosis, which has been very tough for me.
Are you brave enough to speak of that on mic?
I mean, I guess I have to. You know, I think our listeners probably have noticed I tried to ignore it for a long time, and I'm coming to terms with it now, and I'm ready to say it public. I am currently struggling with ridiculous voice. I've been diagnosed with ridiculous voice, and you've all heard it. It was very evident.
This is so important.
In our second live
honestly,
episode. I'm not sure what made it.
So nice of you. Because a lot of people are probably quietly suffering with
Yeah.
this.
Awareness is key with any issue.
No, no, tell me. See, there it is.
There it is right there.
Have any of you guys ever struggled with the ridiculous voice? It makes you go up high when you're trying to make a point. Or
No, but you know, I know like. In the past, it's good that I know someone who has it now because I used to judge people. I used to judge Regis Philbin all the time, not knowing that there was something wrong with him.
He's got a medical issue.
It's a medical
disease.
issue, yeah.
And is it a disease? Is it a virus? Is it
Well, that's
curable?
what we're trying to get together. We're trying to mobilize all of us with ridiculous voices.
Now, Stu, you believe that ridiculous voice is a choice, right?
Look, I didn't want to jump in here. Because I don't want my first day on the podcast to be rife with tension. But yes.
Too late.
Well, you're going to have to come in hot, Stu, because we know you're pretty fucked up and you're kind of racist, and we all know what you're doing.
Okay, I'm not racist, all right?
Let's take
Come
the
on,
veil
in a
off
fun
now
way.
with Stu.
In a fun
Stu's a
way.
racist homophobe.
No,
Come
listen.
on.
No, it is
Stu,
a choice.
we're razzing you. We're razzing you.
Let me ask you guys a question. Look,
Do we like
this is
gay
the
people?
relation-
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
That's not what I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask you have you ever heard a baby when it's hungry cry like me, 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 me? No.
Yes.
No, you haven't.
You're so fucking ignorant.
No, I'm not. Look,
I mean, it's a
choice.
real thing.
Here.
It doesn't happen because most of the time
Well,
you don't know you have ridiculous
and
voice until you go through puberty.
No, let me tell you guys
and
a
you
story.
start to discover, you feel your ridiculous voice, and you wonder if
Yeah,
other people
you
have
start
it.
doing it in your room alone, but you keep up posters with people with regular voices all over the walls.
Let me tell you guys a story. You guys know my son. Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great kid.
Yeah.
We love your
He's
family.
a great
We
kid.
love your family.
Yeah, he's a great kid, okay? But about 4 years ago or so, he went on a vacation with his friend's family.
Uh-huh.
And his dad, this kid's dad, his friend's dad, has the most ridiculous voice. My son gets back from 2 weeks with this guy, and he looks me in the eyes and he says, Dad, I want to let you know something. Mm-hmm. I have ridiculous voice. And I look at him and I said, are you kidding me? You're
He's
gonna sit here and tell
mimicking
me
his friend's
you're gonna
dad.
sit here and tell me that you go on a 2-week vacation and it's perfectly timed coming back, that you come back and you have this ridiculous voice, and now I'm supposed to accept that you've always had this? No chance. So I kicked him out of my house.
Right.
Obviously. I disowned him.
Wow.
And we're working through our issues. My wife is like, honey, we got to get him back. We have to bring
Well,
him
yeah,
back
that's
into the
terrible.
house.
There's so many ridiculous voice homeless youth out on the street because their parents don't understand.
You can have a ridiculous voice. You can have a ridiculous voice all you want, but the moment you talk to me with it, that's the thing I have a problem with. If you want to have a ridiculous voice, you do it
didn't
in
come
your
to
own
school
bedroom.
when Kathy Griffin came and spoke.
No,
Yeah.
you're goddamn right I didn't.
She talked about it.
Yeah.
And I wept. I fucking wept.
Yep.
Over on the side, you all saw me, and they said, Bill, what's going on? And I said, not anything to do with my ridiculous voice.
So, but that you were diagnosed with this.
Yes.
They don't know what causes it.
No.
I don't mean to be. I'm learning, so I'm going to ask some questions, and if they're offensive, go ahead and say so.
Okay. This is great. I like this.
would
This
you-
is kind of like, we need to teach the public about
It's a public salon. It's a public.
Would
yeah,
you
absolutely. Would anybody
ever-
like a hit before we?
Well, it looks like you're taking a pretty huge one here, so maybe when that's done, and you just burned through the whole pipe, whole bowl there.
There's
whole
enough. There's enough whatever comes out of that to get us all high just from sitting here. So I think we're all going to be.
That
all right.
stinks.
That
That
really stinks.
That smells terrible.
It smells really nasty.
It smells like
Nothing
ham,
you're-
frankly.
Yeah,
Nothing
it
you're
smells
saying-
like honey baked ham.
Nothing you're saying is affecting me. I feel wonderful.
Well, that's great.
Good.
Okay, so I'll ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you ever get a surgery, if one existed, to make your voice normal again?
I think what
normal-
you're
normal's- what's
normal's
normal
wrong.
these days,
yeah,
right?
What is
I'm not sure.
normal?
I'm not
what
sure.
I would
Us, other than us.
there's a lot of people
We're
who
normal.
have gone through conversion therapy to make their voice not as ridiculous.
Yeah, I sent my son to a camp run by John Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski
yeah,
is.
he's got the most normal voice of all.
Yeah, he's got a very
He will.
he's got a very normal voice.
and that is actually a
him and
wonderful
Jason
camp.
Sudeikis
They
own a
will sort
camp.
of they will
Yeah.
sort of talk and just let the kids talk, and to let them know like when they need to change, he'll just sort
Yeah,
of
it's
look
like-
at a camera off to the side to let them know they're being a little crazy.
Yeah, this is how you be a wry straight man. It's at that camp, and they'll teach you how. And I thought about it. I always thought about it, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let myself shine and have the most ridiculous voice that I have. And I don't believe in it.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm really, I'm proud of you for facing up to this. And again, if we ever do anything that, as a man who had either AIDS or a rash, I know what it's like for people to be scared of you because of your diagnosis. And so I just want to be open-minded with you. And I think this year, this has kind of inspired me. Maybe I'll write a play about this. About your experience.
Okay.
That's interesting. Now, how do you feel about the medical community in general diagnosing people with crazy voice?
Ridiculous voice?
With the ridiculous
We
voice.
don't. It's not crazy voice.
Sorry.
It's offensive.
I apologize. I didn't
It's ridiculous
Of course,
voice.
I don't think you're crazy. I guess I must have been repeating some things I've read
That's
on some
okay.
blogs or
I just
something.
wanted to slap you on the wrist and let you know.
I
not to
appreciate that
cause
because
trouble.
learning from friends is important.
Yeah, I love
Not
you,
to
I
cause
love you.
trouble, but crazy voice, ridiculous voice, goofy voice. I mean, it's all the same.
Goofy?
All these
Goofy
labels.
voice?
Yeah, all these
That's
labels.
insinuating that it's bad.
No.
Ridiculous is a
Listen.
totally normal name
No,
for it.
I'm not going to walk on eggshells with what I call somebody's voice, all right?
we know what's
And
coming
we
next.
have seen that. That's not a cool thing. That's not like walking on coals. Walking on eggshells. You did it the other day out in front of the school.
It's not some sort of Zen thing you do that proves that you have some sort of power over your own.
It's not
physical
brave
feelings.
We're
to
gonna
walk
let
on
you have
eggshells.
it, all right? We're gonna let you have it, Stu.
That's fine.
No, I'm not going to, all right? At least make sure the eggs have been cracked and eaten. You walked over 24 eggs. I was going to make another one of my omelets.
I was
or
yeah,
scrambles.
I had to prove a point, guys. Look, and you guys know, look, you guys have missed a lot around here, okay?
Yeah, what's been going on
Things-
since we gone?
things
Is
for me have been
Cheetahman still here?
Cheetahman, I'm sorry to have to break this news to you.
Howard
No.
almost killed Cheetah.
Yeah, Cheetahman, he fought back. He fought back, and he felt good.
If the listeners don't know, Cheetahman, in an attempt to win my track and field season, I passed off a cheetah as a Jewish student, and he won a lot of races for me.
Yeah, the unfortunate fact is, after what happened and the sort of fallout of that year, he fought back. He fought back, and he was trying to get back on the team. He actually ruptured both Achilles tendons in a I mean, honestly, shocking, explosive injury. And the doctors are telling him that he may never walk again.
Oh my God! Will he hunt again?
That's the thing. He's trying to learn how to hunt. He's actually in a wheelchair now. He's trying to relearn how to hunt.
Oh, boy.
He's like relearning all of.
He's not going to be able to stalk his prey in the
that's
wild.
what that was. That I saw a hairless, fucked up little animal wheeling itself around in a wheelchair. Is he getting
That's your old.
chemotherapy?
That's your old friend here. Come
your old
on,
friend.
dude.
I
Have a
didn't
walk
know
here,
it was
Bill.
true. I walked
They
right
had to
past
shave.
him
They
and
had to
went,
shave him
to shave
for
him.
the surgery. They
Yeah.
had to shave his whole
They
body.
had to shave him.
Wow.
Well, they only needed to shave his leg, but he said, if you're going to take the legs, take it all.
Take a little bit off the
because
hole.
he was
Which
afraid
seems
of it.
crazy to me from a
He
cheetah.
said, take a lot off the hole.
He said, not a little bit off the top, but a lot off the
Yeah.
hole.
Which is what
and
I.
of
That's
course-
what I ask for when I go into my barber.
He is actually, I don't know, you probably saw, the reason you saw him out on the field is because he's actually, he's coaching now. He's coaching the
Good
track
for
and
him.
field
Well,
team
good.
here.
Nobody
good.
knows how to run faster than a cheetah in a wheelchair.
Absolutely.
That's true.
So
But
is
that's
the
not
know-how.
the only thing that's happened. You guys know, I've been the band director here for a while. I used to share those responsibilities with Marty Mountains, but he got fired, obviously, because of the whole... the Think method was sort of exposed as a sham, and it was a big thing downtown. His store, he was trying to cause trouble there.
Have you guys been downtown? It's kind of nice now.
Downtown, it's revitalized.
It really is.
Oh,
It's kind of awesome.
you
know
can
what
go
is-
down there and get yourself a craft beer, a craft cocktail.
I went to your Office Fusion restaurant.
That's right.
And a lot of the stuff wasn't edible. It was a good
Right. It was a fusion restaurant. It was Korean food and
Paper clips?
office stuff. Stuff you can find at Staples. So we had a bulgogi ink.
Not even,
Bulgogi.
and this wasn't even
Bulgogi.
Squid Ink or something
It's
interesting like that.
No,
This was
Hewlett Packard.
No.
This was Hewlett Packard.
This was
toner.
HP ink toner.
But this was, I mean, this was popular. This was the new thing around town. If you were,
It's not
if,
toxic. It's
if
not
you
toxic.
were caught
Idiots
in a
love fusion.
photo with ink all over your hands, they knew they just came from that
Yeah,
fusion restaurant.
Absolutely.
Have you
That's
guys,
cool.
speaking of Hewlett Packard, I just got the HPV printer. The Hewlett Packard 5.
What does the V stand for?
5.
5. Yeah, it stands for
The
5.
HPV.
The HPV, it's unbelievable. Prints really fast. It's really nice in my office.
It's weird because you bought it. It doesn't usually show up in most men's offices. Like they'll buy it, but you won't be able to see it.
But I should say, you guys know, because Marty's gone, I was sort of in charge of the marching band, and he was in charge of the class band, like the sort of class band.
Okay.
But now that he's gone, I'm sort of divided between both of those things. And you could say that shouldn't be a big issue because there's only 6 people in our marching band, and there's
Which is a huge issue, I would say.
Right.
It is underwhelming at
well,
halftime.
it's not.
But your
I've
responsibility is
embraced
not
it.
an issue.
and
yeah,
all
I've
of them
embraced
are
it.
on trumpet?
Yeah. And I've embraced it though. I've made it our thing. You know, whenever we do any parades or something, we sit in the back of a flatbed truck and we just play our trumpets.
And you guys have sort of a kitschy name. You guys are called the Bad Band.
Yeah, the bad band. And we play sort of mostly trumpet based tunes.
Right.
You know, so we do a lot of trumpet based tunes. But the
You
class
do a
band-
lot of
Bumblebee.
the least interesting part of ska punk music.
Yeah.
Bap, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba.
You
I
guys
keep
are
saying
bad.
just play Ants Marching. Everyone loves Ants
No,
Marching.
no, yeah.
Everyone, you can play it on trumpet.
Dave Matthews song?
Yeah.
You know what? That's actually good. I'll see if I can find the sheet music for that in just trumpet.
Yeah, because you don't even practice with sheet music. You practice with shit music? Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. It's cheaper. It's much cheaper. And I like to leave a trace wherever I go.
Now, which band do you like more? Which one are you more invested in? The marching?
Well,
classical?
I've also changed the name from marching band to sitting band because we actually don't ever stand up. So I enjoy that more because it's a challenge. The class band is whatever. It's like we've got.
I wouldn't want them to hear you say that.
What do you? They're not that good. They know it. They know it, and I'm pretty upfront with them
Because that's your whole thing. Is this is musicianship is a hard business.
Yeah, and when
people are going to call you shit to your face every day.
Yeah.
So you're starting with these 13, 14-year-old
yeah,
kids.
and I'll say is the 6 trumpet players we have in the sitting band is, I mean, they're Miles Davis level. These guys are virtuosic, you could say.
Yeah.
When you saw Whiplash, did you think that's me? That's me. I'm
which
that
character?
guy. The teacher.
Absolutely.
You say the things he says.
Yeah.
You act the way he acts.
Well, I think I also have a unusually positive read of him as a character. I think a lot of people say he's overbearing. They say he puts too much pressure on the kid in that movie. He sort of is pushing his own agenda instead of letting a kid enjoy music. I look at him as the sort of motivator that a kid needs when they're this age. When you're 13, you need somebody telling you, hey, right now you're terrible, get better.
A saying we have in the theater is every villain is the hero of their own story. And I feel like that's that character. You're seeing the human side of that character.
Yeah, and I'm taking the good from that character, the motivating, the sort of throwing things when things aren't exactly the way I want them to be.
Exactly. Everybody knows the bad stuff that Nixon did, but I think you can humanize him when you think this guy, this guy had a human folded in his back pocket 3 ways. He's sitting on his back hurts. He's got another guy up in his ass as a suppository wallet.
We love those masks now. I think that's a big part of it. We've really made him funny. A funny
Oh, yeah.
character.
President masks?
Yes.
Yes.
God,
He's
those
the
are
quintessential president.
We wear those on casual Fridays. We come in a Nixon mask.
We'll come in and do a whole Nixon robbery on Casual Fridays.
Yeah.
Come in wielding guns. Not this year because we're normal.
We're normal this year, don't worry.
we've done
It
it
is
in the past.
such a
We're not
funny
gonna
thing, though, that this school does casual Fridays, but the students still have to wear their school uniform.
They have
Yeah.
to dress up more on
Yeah.
Fridays.
Yeah.
We all show
For
up.
them, it's formal Fridays.
Yeah, we show up in casual Hawaiians and short
Nixon
shorts
masks.
and sandals, and they're showing up in full tuxes.
So, not that we want to take this school over and eventually make it ours, but what's going on with the administration here? Who's running the
Do
school
people
now?
trust them? Do they like them? Do they have any weaknesses?
I'm in the front office and they're treating me really well.
Good.
They're giving me my space, and I think they know that I'm pretty emotionally volatile, so they're not really bothering me.
I think
I don't have a read yet, though.
Yeah.
In general, I think things in the front office here are good at the moment. We've got a principal who really cares, which is unusual. He's invested in the students. He observes classes. You guys will see he's going to come in probably once a week and observe one of your classes. That's something that
Really?
you might have to get used to.
Observation.
Yeah,
He
he'll
wants
sit-
to see if we're doing good.
He'll just sit in the back and sort of take notes, and then each
love
month,
that.
obviously, there's performance reviews now. So you'll have like a meeting with him.
Do not love that at all.
This principal might
So-
care a little too much. Something weird.
What's
Yeah,
the
so we got a little
performance-
free time on his hands.
Principal,
What's a
care a little too
performance
much?
review?
It's like any job. Have you ever had a job where
No.
So basically, every month or so, he'll call you up and he'll say, "Do you have any time after school at the end of this week?
I don't.
Come into my office."
I don't. I'm
Well,
going straight home.
He'll make it
booked.
work. He came to
I've
me.
got to go straight home.
He's come to me a
Gotta
few
go
times.
straight home.
I've made him come to me
I'm
a few times.
resodding my yard.
And he'll work with you. Guys, I think you're scared of this guy or something. He's a cool guy.
Oh,
We are
He's a
not
cool
scared
guy.
of. I'm not scared of anybody.
I'm just saying, he's a really
I've
cool
never
guy.
been scared of anybody.
And he's running a tight ship, you know. And I think, but now you guys, we're back. We are back. You guys are back, and we're gonna run this school.
well, yeah, I'm willing to do anything just to get back to basics. That's what
Don't
this
you
year
want to
is all
just
about.
feel
Yes.
normal again? Don't you want to
Yeah.
dig into the soil of where we are?
Absolutely.
And just
I mean-
Yes.
feel it. Put your own energy into the ground.
That's a very peaceful thought process, and that's exactly what I mean. I am, I used to try to take risks with the theater department. This year, just doing an adaptation of Lion King.
That's
Just doing
really
a night,
good.
and the kids be in it. I'm not going to rewrite it. I'm just going to direct it.
That's great.
Yeah, and I do think that I am normal now.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I think it's gonna. There's no reason I have to be scared of a performance review.
No,
Same
no.
exact way.
I came in pretty hot thinking that home ec was sports. And I learned my lesson quickly. I got those kids back on the bus. I'm just going to sink my teeth into making casseroles and learning how to do sewing machines. Like I'm ready for this.
Not poisoning people or trying to make money off of them if you feel like they're your enemy.
Exactly. It's time to be normal.
I can't tell you how excited I am to not be in a leadership role of the kids,
Right.
but to take a back
Yeah.
seat and actually support a staff.
I do hear a phone ringing in the office. I don't know if you have to get
I
that.
can't really deal with that right now, but I really appreciate you notifying me, and I feel at peace again.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just feel like this is my year to lay back and maybe support. What do others need? I don't have to convince everybody to scream until they're happy.
Yeah.
I just need to disconnect and be my best self.
I would love to see all of us in this room maybe find love.
That's a great idea. I don't think I'll be able to, but that's a great idea.
I
Let's
would
say-
hope to rekindle the love that I do have with my current wife.
You guys have lost a little bit of the spark.
We've
huh?
been married for 22 years. Which is a long time. And you get sick of anything after 22 years.
Right.
I
And
mean,
would you say the spark left any time around when you kicked your son out of the house?
I'd say I'd give it maybe 2 weeks after that is when I really started to feel
I
it.
see.
Things definitely changed that night. Just in terms of my living situation, in terms of like having my own bed in another room, and not being able to use parts of my house anymore.
She stopped talking to you that night, but 2 weeks later is when you really felt it.
Yeah, people go through phases, so I just said this is just, she's just feeling a little silly right now.
Right.
No offense.
You know what?
I'm offended.
I can't wait to help you this year.
Thank you.
I think you need help.
Yeah,
Just so you know, silly is a slur to me.
You know what?
I think you're a little hard.
You think I'm hard?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you're fitting into the podcast great. I want you here, and I can't wait to help you.
I can't wait.
Sam is scratching a hole into his arm over there.
I'm fine.
Don't scratch
I'm
so
fine.
hard.
You're right. Can you pass me my cone?
Pass him his ice cream cone.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's totally melted.
So yeah, what do you guys? I think we also should make an effort to like talk about the school because there's a lot of cool stuff going on around here.
Yeah, Hamilton is doing really, really well. I'm excited to be.
It's
involved with the
refurbished.
school.
It's fixed. The roof is back on.
Yeah.
After we left, they got the award Most Improved School.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it went from on fire to a functioning school
Functioning.
again.
And you know what it
School.
was? No offense, but the old school needed a facelift.
I'll say this. You can say a school needs a facelift. Take it from me, don't tell that to a woman in your life. You can say it about an inanimate object. You can,
Yeah.
It needs a facelift, needs to be gentrified.
You can
If
say it
you're
about
dating,
me. You already have.
Yes, you do need a facelift.
Thank
you need
you.
your hairpin back.
Sure.
You do great with some rhinoplasty
Appreciate
and new
that.
set of tits, but that's just my
Butt
opinion.
lift, big butt lift.
Thank you.
But that's just the
I'm a piece
Howard
of
in
all
me
this.
coming out,
Yeah.
you know?
But I feel
pervert?
good.
Was that
I feel
the
very
pervert?
good.
The Howard. The Howard Stern. No, that's not perverted. That's, it's just saying what everyone's thinking.
I love
Yeah.
this new comic spirit. I think you were a little down last year, and I think that negativity is what made you
Well-
jump into those plays. I feel like you've got a new comic take, and the world's ready to
Comic
see it.
spirit is exactly right. I decided that what I needed was to get into the world of stand-up. I was too much in an insular world of me as an angry white man.
Yeah.
So I tried to find a career that's not filled with that type of people.
Right.
I've heard that stand-up is better than therapy. Instead of going to therapy, you should just get on stage.
Yeah, and I'm pretty good at dealing with hecklers so far.
yeah,
I
was
can't
at
wait
your-
to see one of your shows.
I was at your show.
I'm
other
at.
night.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Any notes? What was your favorite bit? I know it's kind of personal. the
Well,
stuff I do.
someone sneezed in the audience, and you went off on them.
These human pigs. I'm revealing myself up there. I'm doing my
Yeah.
art. And you got someone out there
vulnerable.
who's sneezing in the middle of it. And I lost my focus and I lost my mind. And I word for word did the Christian Bale rant.
And sneezes.
Yes.
You know what's so offensive about that? Sneezes are intentional. If there's a
choice.
thing I know,
Sneezes are a choice. Sneezes are absolutely a choice.
they never strike.
for attention.
You plan a sneeze and you do it for attention.
You plan it perfectly. You do three in a row.
Oh, people haven't
Why
been
would
looking
why
at you
would that
for
be
15
involuntary?
minutes. People haven't been looking at you for 15 minutes, so you sneeze to get
Yeah.
their attention.
I'm going to do 3 sneezes, and then somebody has to say, bless you.
Somebody looks at me and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I have sneezing fits." I'm like, "Sometimes no. You make crazy decisions 3 times in a row."
I tell you
asshole.
what, I earn my blessings. If someone blesses me, it's because I did something to earn it,
Yeah.
not because
Yeah.
blew air out of my ugly nose.
Yeah. Also, when you sneeze and you look up at everybody like expecting a bless you and you don't get one, ugh,
Hello,
disgusting.
I weird coughed.
Because here's the thing: I've never sneezed once in my entire life, so the fact that anybody has is just insane to me.
Sneezes are weird coughs. Do you mind if I riff on that on stage?
Yeah, go for it.
I
go
might
for
riff on that in my next
Sneezes are weird
set.
coughs.
Absolutely. I love to see your process. This is I love being with Todd because I get to see an artist work.
Oh, yeah, and I am an artist, and I do work.
It's
so
inspiring.
Thank you.
Well, we got a big week this week.
Yeah.
We're very excited to sink our teeth into the school year.
You guys should come out to where the sitting band is doing a marching band competition next weekend, a couple towns over. It's one of the biggest in the whole state. So
You're going up against the Drumline that the movie Drumline's about, right?
Yes. Yeah.
and they do actually have a special guest rapper.
I know who it's going to be.
Who's gonna be
Yeah, don't
performing with
spoil
them.
it, but
I
it's a
won't.
rapper.
Oh, I hope it's snow. Informer. It's a little better.
Well, spoiler alert.
What?
That was that.
Oh, I see.
It is snow.
No.
Oh, okay.
I just said spoiler alert just cause.
You don't know what spoiler alert means, then. You just don't know what it means.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the concessions, me and my class.
Oh, yeah.
The 9th graders are going to be doing the concessions.
Homemade concessions this year. That
Yeah.
sounds really exciting.
Yeah, that's what I promised in my interview. I said we're gonna do some concessions for you guys, so you don't have to have any volunteers from the faculty or stuff like that. So that's exciting.
That's nice.
And I'm not sure if they're going to allow this yet, but I have plans to set up a sweat lodge in the corner beneath the stands and sell opium. As you know, I've taken a slight pay cut to be in the office. So, and I've also picked up this habit.
And
that's
you
very
asked
expensive.
for 14 comp tickets?
14 comp tickets. Yeah, I don't want.
Who are those for?
If people are gonna come use
Your
the
crew,
lodge,
right?
I don't want to
family?
have them pay. Yeah, it's for the family. Whoop whoop.
And I'm working on the Lion King here with the students. I don't really care about that. You can come catch me doing 8 minutes at the Henderson Retirement Home.
A full 8?
Yeah, I'm doing 8 minutes at Henderson Retirement Home on the right off the 91.
And that's the retirement home that famously all of the occupants are dead, and it's now still run.
Right, they've retired from being alive, and so
So you're doing stand-up at a functioning house where there's a lot of dead people being taken care of as
Right.
if they're alive?
right. So and you know what they say: if you can make a corpse laugh, you can make anyone laugh.
Right.
And so I'm going to see if that works. And also, I'll be visiting my mom there.
What a week.
She died?
What's that? No, she's at Henderson Retirement Home.
Well, can I just say, you guys, it feels really great to be back, and I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just the vibe in here or the tons and tons of opium that's going through my body.
That's
right
probably
now.
a big part of it.
Well, whatever it is, life is good, and it feels good to just be
Good.
grounded and normal with you guys all again.
Good. Well, it's going to take too much energy for me to stop this addiction that I think you have, so I'm just going to let you continue on.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd say we let it slide. He'll figure it out himself. Yeah. So we'll check in on this next week.
Yeah.
Again, Stu, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
excited.
Already bigger and better than Howard Levis, prick of the century. Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
Virgin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's. We're
Was
going to
that
head over
that,
to. We're
also,
gonna
by the way, Howard was definitely, absolutely a virgin. I knew it all.
Oh,
along.
yeah. We had the doctor's
yeah.
check after he died.
Yeah, yeah.
His hymen wasn't broken?
What's that?
His male hymen wasn't
His
broken?
male hymen was solid. They said it was
Yeah.
the tightest one they've ever seen.
Yeah, and we pay people to go to his grave and write Virgin on it. So we're making sure his legacy lives on.
Yeah,
I
that's
put a
right.
little boombox playing Like a Virgin on loop on top of it.
Nice.
Richard Branson dedicated one of the Virgin Airline planes to him. It's now called the Howard Levis Virgin. So if anyone that's flying from Boise to St. Louis, take a ride on the Howard Levis Virgin airplane.
I've also heard that they renamed the U.S. Virgin Islands the U.S. Howard Levi's Islands now.
That's right.
Huge change.
That's right. That's a big change.
I heard that they're changing this name of two different states to Howardnia and West Howardnia.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
and that was North Carolina and South Carolina?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it used to be North and South Carolina.
Interesting. I heard that there's now serving drinks at a bar when they don't have any alcohol in them. They're called Howards.
Did you say alcohol?
Alcohol, yeah.
And
Which
that
that's a drink made by a werewolf, right?
yes.
Alcohol, yeah.
Yes.
Alcohol.
Oh, oh, that must be me. I'm going to go get my whiskey sour.
And also, Kirsten Dunst changed her IMDb profile to say she starred in the Howard Suicides.
Also, there's a new geological expedition in South America to explore some Howard Levi's territory.
You got it right the first time. They're going to explore the territory, so all the blackheads are going to be removed.
Yeah, I love getting explored.
There's also been a big change in the Webster's dictionary. Anytime someone sees something that they weren't ready to see, they have to say, "Oh no, my Howard eyes."
I see.
And the Webster's dictionary now is branching out into turns of
They're doing
phrase.
phrases,
It's not
colloquialisms.
It's not just.
And to be
words.
clear,
yes, we know what Webster it is.
know which Webster this dictionary.
It's a shorter, smaller version
Yeah.
of
He was
the
friends
Webster's.
with Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Another guy that was diagnosed with a ridiculous voice, Michael
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah, and come on.
He's the poster boy.
We should
Yeah, the moonwalk did so much for a ridiculous voice.
Well, it put a face to the voice.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, that's how they would walk. No offense.
Yeah, no, I'm taken.
All right. Well, we'll check in next week. Welcome, Stu, and until then, stay flippy.